Good morning. We have moved the idea of Ask the Chiefs over to a new component of our website called podcasting. And so over the next few months, even over the next year, we are transitioning away from the traditional look on the website of articles being posted, long articles. A lot of people are saying that they're just too long to read. And a lot of them are. A lot of them just document the history of what has happened to the Chickamauga over the last 250, 300 years. And so we are making the transition. We are going away from written word, not completely, but we are going to be going more toward an audio video presentation of our information. Over the last couple of weeks, even over the last few months, I've been thinking very seriously about a new term I want to begin using, and that's illegal immigrant. One or two words together with a comma, and then squatters, comma, settlers. The very first podcast that we did dealt with a Ukrainian beauty queen. The beauty queen was fighting for her country, the Ukraine. Now, when we talk about illegal immigrant, squatters, settlers, that's kind of what they were. They were the Vladimir Putins of their day, under the auspices of the colonies and the newly formed United States. It was illegal. There was a very distinct border already set up by the King of England. It was the ridge of the Appalachian Mountains. No colonial, no white person, without written express from the king, was allowed to go west of the ridge of the Appalachians. It's just illegal. And then in the treaty, it's called the Whitehall Treaty of 1730, the King of England gave the natives, the Chickamauga, the Shawnee, the Powhatans, the right to kill anyone who came across the top. There were other signatories, yes. I don't even mention them anymore because they are non-existent. They stopped existing in the early 1800s and then early 1900s. So I don't even talk about that other group anymore. They're not worth my time or effort. But the Chickamaugas still exist. The Powhatans still exist. The Shawnee still exist. So we'll talk about us. Well, what happens with these illegal illegal immigrant settlers? Well, they are doing today what we would call a Russian invasion of the Ukraine. They came over the ridge, and when they came over the ridge, they came for very specific reasons. To move ancient boundary markers, which was an abomination to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They came to steal, kill, and destroy. Sounds like a name given to Satan in the Bible. They were not godly people by any stretch of the imagination. They were in open rebellion, which was a sin of witchcraft and punishable by death. In the Old Testament, punishable by death under the Mound Culture religion, which was our religion. So in rebellion against the king, coming across the mountain and moving ancient boundary markers, which had been there since the 600s, a minimum of the 600s, they came and they stole, and then they called out the army. Oh, come protect us. We're on new lands and the Indians are killing us. Oh my goodness. Well, the armies came and they did kill us. and we killed them back. These illegal immigrant squatters that the colonies called these wonderful settlers, they weren't wonderful settlers. They were evil. They were the face of evil. Not just to the Chickamauga, but to the world. They did what had been unimaginable. They came and violated every tenet of the religion that they said they believed. And then they came and stole. But they didn't just come and steal. They lied. They begged and pleaded with the government to protect them against us. And then they killed us. And they took our men and murdered them. They committed genocide, open warfare against all Native men, particularly the Chickamauga. Then they took our women and they took our children and they sold them. The colonists bragged about selling all of our women and children. They sold them to the military. One general in particular took our women and children. And when one of our chiefs went to ask for them back, he cut off their heads, said, "You can have them now." That is what we call illegal immigrant squatter settlers. They came not out of a devotion to their religion to Christianize the Indians. That's not what they came to do. That's a lie. Historically, it's provable. Anthropologically, it's provable. Archaeologically, it's provable. We don't have to prove our history anymore. We have over 600,000 pages of academically verified research showing what we know. And now we are going to begin podcasting it. And we are going to begin video casting. And we are going to tell the world what the reality is. We're not putting up with the fake frauds and wannabes that tend to be to the west of me here in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Thank you for joining us today for our first major podcast. There will be many more to come. Sometimes they'll be all audio, sometimes they'll be all video. But we are the Chickamauga Nation. We stand and we will be heard. Thank you.